So I'm going to read a couple of sections now. The first reading is from Rule 3. And to remind you, Rule 3 is, do not hide unwanted things in the fog. And this is from a subsection entitled, What is the Fog? Imagine that you are afraid. You have reason to be. You're afraid of yourself. You're afraid of other people. You're afraid of the world. You're nostalgic for the innocence of the past, for the time before you learned the terrible things that shattered the trust characterizing your childhood. The knowledge you have gained of yourself, other people, and the world has embittered more than enlightened. You've been betrayed, hurt, and disappointed. You've become distrustful even of hope itself, as your hope has been repeatedly shattered. And that is the very definition of hopelessness. The last thing you want to know is more. Better to leave what is enshrouded in mystery. Better as well to avoid thinking too much or at all about what could be. When ignorance is bliss, after all, 'tis folly to be wise. Imagine more precisely that you are so afraid that you will not allow yourself even to know what you want. Knowing would simultaneously mean hoping, and your hopes have been dashed. You have your reasons for maintaining your ignorance. You're afraid, perhaps, that there is nothing worth wanting. You're afraid that if you specify what you want precisely, you will simultaneously discover and all too clearly what constitutes failure. You are afraid that failure is the most likely outcome. And finally, you are afraid that if you define failure and then fail, you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was you that failed and that it was your fault. So you do not allow yourself to know what you want. You manage this by refusing to think it through. You are happy, satisfied, and engaged sometimes, and unhappy, frustrated, and nihilistic other times, but you will not inquire deeply into why, because then you would know. And then you would encounter yet again shattered hope and confirmed disappointment. You are also afraid, but for different reasons, to allow others to know what you want. First, if they were to find out just what you wanted, then they might tell you, and then you would know, even if you were fighting against gathering that very knowledge. Second, if they knew, they could then deny you what you truly wanted, even needed, and hurt you much more efficiently than they might if your deepest desires, and therefore your vulnerabilities, remained secret. The fog that hides is the refusal to notice, to attend to, emotions and motivational states as they arise, and the refusal to communicate them both to yourself and to the people who are close to you.